Good evening, everybody. Welcome to tonight's WBLn broadcast. Tonight, the South Miami Cobras will be facing off against the Belen Jesuit Wolverines. Cobras, in their last matchup against the Wolverines, February 28th, lost in a narrow 2-1 victory by Belen.
Yeah, the Wolverines are currently 9-1 in their last 10 games, so they're on a 2-game win streak right now, and they're gonna look to replicate that win that they had in their last matchup against South Miami.
Yeah, Belen is coming off a good 8-4 victory against the Palmetto Panthers. So, with Mark Fuentes on the mound here, their ace, they got a good shot at taking the second matchup with the Cobras this season.
Yeah, you got your star pitcher on the mound looking to win one of your district games, which is obviously a big deal. And yeah, the Wolverines at home are 12-4, so I'd say they'd have the edge in tonight's matchup.
So hitting first for the Cobras tonight is going to be shortstop Kenneth Gutierrez. This Cobras team definitely focused on hitting. They don't have a ton of strong pitchers, but lots of high averages up and down the lineup.
And let's see how the Wolverines' defense is going to have to respond to that. I want to say they have one of the best defenses, but it's a solid defense. They also have a lot of good pitchers, but their outfield is pretty solid, but the middle infield is pretty inconsistent, I would say.
Mark Fuentes, though, a steady force on that mound as there's a foul ball. First pitch of the game as we get set here. Fuentes is a 1.24 ERA on the season, which is exceptional. Rice University commit. Definitely the catalyst of this winning streak for the Wolverines. Gives them consistent innings. There's a ball. Counts 1-1.
A pitch a little outside. Let's see if Mark Fuentes is going to go to that off-speed pitch often tonight. Again with an off-speed pitch. He typically kicks in the fastball well into a few innings. So,
Mark definitely coming out of the gates here strong. As there's another foul ball ripped down the third base line. Mark is a real groove pitcher. He needs to get into his motion, so you let him get into that rhythm, he's going to be dominating this game.
He definitely capitalizes off the momentum he builds throughout the game, and he's going to have to get going early on tonight.
Obviously, as I mentioned, South Miami is a very impressive hitting team. As there's the ball lined foul.
So 3 pitches that the leadoff batter has made solid contact with, just has hit them foul.
This is a very dangerous lineup here. As a whole, the Cobras are hitting 304 on the season. So definitely a lot of offensive weapons for them to turn to. As that ball is low and in the dirt as the count moves full, the first batter of the game.
Again with an off-speed pitch low and outside. Seems like Mark Fuentes is going to favor that pitch, at least from what we've seen in his first 5 pitches.
Mark generally goes for those low breaking balls and high fastballs, typical repertoire, but his stuff is usually quite effective, so look for that to happen here on the full count offering as he swings and misses. Strikeout from Mark Fuentes. It's going to be a trend for him tonight.
His first strikeout on the night, probably first of many. So nice out to start off the inning, start off the game for Mark Fuentes and the Wolverines defense.
So now hitting for the Cobras is Alexi Sanchez, the right fielder.
So 1 out for the Wolverines. Nice fastball there from Fuentes.
Yeah, Mark needs to keep his pitches down. Obviously, we know he has the stuff to get strikeouts, but one of his recent games he threw well over 100 pitches, which doesn't bode well for his sustainability, especially if we make a deep playoff run. But for now, got to focus on winning this game, the district semifinals against the South Miami Cobras. That ball is low.
A few low pitches to start off the night for Fuentes. I wonder if he's going to go low to this lineup throughout the night.
And that ball fouled. 1-2 count now.
That fastball seems nearly impossible to hit for Fuentes.
Park has him in a favorable count here. 1-2. 1 out in the inning. First inning of the game. And that ball's low, chase pitch. 2-2 the count now.
Another dirt ball for Fuentes.
Definitely not going to give him anything to hit. Sanchez 393 coming into this game. So don't want any traffic on the bases. So Mark can stay in that rhythm. And that's a strike called by the umpire, no swing. And Mark Fuentes has struck out the first 2 batters of the game here.
So 2 strikeouts on 2 outs already for Fuentes and the Wolverines. Let's see if he can strike out the side here. Only with the 3rd batter.
Fuentes is moving close to 100 strikeouts on the season. Currently at 92 and 56.2 innings.
Now Andres Gonzalez, the pitcher, up at bat.
Yeah,
Normally don't see the pitcher batting 3rd in the lineup, but maybe they have him as their secret weapon. I don't think I've ever seen a pitcher bat 3rd.
1-0 count. Yeah, definitely this is an impressive lineup.
I think that's already the 4th dirt ball for Fuentes. So Christopher Bio, the catcher, is going to have a busy night behind the plate if there's a lot of wild pitches from Fuentes.
And that ball is launched into the gap, right center field. Alonso converging on it, getting it off the wall.
Nice throw from Alonso to get that into the infield quickly to prevent that triple, but beautiful hit from Gonzalez, the pitcher, double hopping the fence. And you really don't expect that from a pitcher.
Yeah, there must be a reason why he's hitting 3rd. So some early damage that Mark Fuentes is going to have to work around here. Look for him in this game to get quick outs, hopefully, to stop this kind of feast or famine behavior that has happened in these last couple games.
A man in scoring position for South Miami already.
And batting is Alejandro Velar, center fielder.
The first lefty Fuentes is facing tonight.
There's a pinch runner in for the pitcher, Gonzalez. Mark Fuentes needs to make sure he's starting with a strike every at bat. That's very important. First pitch strikes.
Yeah, there Fuentes with a low fastball.
That ball's whiffed on. Velar way behind that pitch.
Nice pitch from Fuentes. I don't know if that was a cutter or what it was from this angle, but looked pretty nice. Definitely fooled the batter.
Yeah, Mark definitely has a lot of heat. The question is controlling it. So look for Bio to try and corral him and keep him with some controlled velocity right now. So that ball's fouled back and we have a 1-2 count.
Fuentes now ahead in the count. So 2 outs with the man on second base. See if Fuentes can close out the inning here for getting himself in some sort of pickle.
Yeah, definitely don't want to start the game giving up any runs. Want to give this lineup a clean slate to start piling on here. Cobra's dugout desperately trying to ignite a spark in their team here early.
Fuentes keeping the pinch runner in check on second base.
But Mark is a resilient pitcher. He really bears down in these pressure situations. That's fouled back behind home plate. Velar stays alive.
Pretty nice at bat here from the center fielder. 1-2 count.
Mark getting the signs from catcher Chris Bio. Keeping an eye on the runner in second. And there's the pitch. Ball 2-2.
Same pitch
Yeah,
Velar had whiffed on to get that second strike. Just Velar staying in check there.
looked well outside though. Bio didn't try and frame the pitch. Mark's going to forget about that one. Come back with a 2-2 offering.
Decided to go with the fastball. Look,
I would go
looked
for
like
a breaking ball here.
yeah, yeah, with the 2-2 count. And if you get that third ball, then you just go with the fastball in the full count.
Definitely don't want Velar to catch up to this. With that velocity on that fastball, doesn't need to hit too hard to drop it into the outfield and drive home this run.
I mean, that fastball they fouled off. He was well late on that. I thought he was going to completely whiff on it.
And that ball, breaking ball in the dirt, Chris Bayo throws to first, and that is the end of the first inning. So Mark Fuentes dodging around some early action with a double by Andres Gonzalez. Gets out of the inning clean.
So 3 strikeouts for Mark Fuentes to start the game off. And defense, at least besides the pitcher, completely laid back, as Fuentes is pretty much doing all the work.
Yep, here we go with the top of the Wolverine lineup coming now. Welcome back, everybody. Here's the Wolverine lineup for tonight. Batting first is Matthew Humbes, the second baseman. Hitting second, the shortstop, Brandon Negoti. Hitting third, center fielder, Nick Alonso. Behind the plate tonight is catcher Chris Bayo. At first base is Ernie Echeverria. In left field is Jordan Cardero. At the hot corner, Mikey Cruz. Jose Fernandez is playing right field. And the DH, Raul Espuru, rounds out the lineup. So here they go against Andres Gonzalez. Hit a double in the first inning. Now he takes the mound for the South Miami Cobras.
Gonzalez has a really weird windup, or just the release point is kind of strange. Not what you see from a typical pitcher, but he's obviously not your typical pitcher since he's batting third and can hit.
Yeah, Gonzalez
could two-hop the fence on a line drive.
Gonzalez's stat line's pretty confusing. He's allowed more hits than he has pitched innings, and also walked more batters than he's pitched innings. So definitely expect a lot of traffic on the bases early here, and look for the Wolverines to capitalize on that 4.79 ERA.
So he's more of an offensive pitcher. You don't really say that much, but
yeah. He's a whip well over 2, which is very high.
Especially for a high school pitcher.
Yeah. And he allows over 2 walks and hits per inning for every inning he pitches.
And the Wolverines do have a pretty high-powered lineup, at least at the top of the order, which is expected. Obviously, you're supposed to have your best batters at the top of your lineup. Let's see if they can take advantage of that.
Here comes Matthew Humbes, the second baseman, to the plate. Something that will prove really important in this game, and hopefully Humbes can get started here, is walking. When the Wolverines are at their best, especially during this winning streak. And they've been taking walks, getting deep in the count, forcing the defense to make errors. Humbes likes the first pitch he sees there, and it's fouled back 0-1.
Fouls that one off into the parking lot. Hopefully I don't see a dent in my car. I'm gonna go back to it tonight.
It's just the name of the game here at the field. Currently in the bottom of the first inning, so Wolverine lineup gets started here. Humbes like that pitch too, and it's 0-2 now. But look for him to work back into this count.
Humbes, it looked like he thought twice on that swing. It looked like the original intent was to just rip that one into the outfield, but then he second-guessed himself.
And Humbes takes that breaking ball, floated over the plate, and is not happy about that.
Man. Nice pitch there from Gonzalez, but I just hate when they're trying to do that little throw around thing after strikeouts and somebody fails. Like,
Yeah, that was kind of humiliating. So Degody coming up to the plate.
Just completely unscripted the ball. Pretty embarrassing.
Sophomore, young riser in this Wolverine team. Pitches with the JV team sometimes. So look for him to pitch as well as play shortstop for the foreseeable future as he takes that first pitch.
Definitely has a bright future here in this Belen baseball program. Already batting second as a sophomore. That's pretty impressive.
And he has that disciplined approach that these young guys have, which is odd to see. We have the third baseman here telling something to the pitcher, something he saw. But regardless, we have a 2-0 count here. Degody knows how to work it. And Degody likes that pitch, and he drives it up the middle over second base. And that's a single for Brandon Degody.
Nice hit as just hits it right up the middle, right to the pitcher.
Right where it came from.
Yeah. Beautiful hit there from Degody.
Not trying to do too much, but this is a guy that can do something. Nick Alonso, center fielder.
Louisiana Tech commit here.
He's been committed for over 2 years now, so he's been impressive in the Wolverine baseball program for years now. Be a focal point of this team.
Yeah, being committed to college for 2 years, just shows how locked in you are and going there. So there's definitely something special about LA Tech for Nick Alonso.
Yeah, Louisiana has some Cuban connections. That might be something. That ball's roped down the third base line here.
They're going to call that
looks
foul.
like it's being ruled foul. Look clearly fair here.
Coach Montaigne. Coach Montaigne is furious with the umpire. That one did hit the bag. That was a fair ball. I definitely agree with Coach Montaigne here, but
the rest of the crowd as well.
Yeah, not sure what the ump was thinking. Yeah. I think he might have just gotten blocked by the batter after.
Yeah, normally in the major leagues, that's not his call to be making.
Yeah, it's a tough call. I mean, you got to get up right away and follow that ball.
So you can't fault him. It's just an unfortunate circumstance for the Wolverines here.
I mean,
run on first base would have easily scored him.
Yeah, it did hit the base, so that should be fair.
Obviously, no instant replay in high school here, so Wolverine's gonna like to move on and work on getting a better pitch to hit.
I mean, the umps could never be perfect. They're also humans.
You definitely don't want to get the umps on your bad side early in this game. That can derail the entire game if you got the home plate umpire giving you bad calls. So Nick Alonso undeterred, hopefully. Oh, and he gets plunked by that pitch. And Alonso, not happy about it, tosses his bat into the backstop.
Whoa.
Definitely not any intent on that pitch.
I mean, it was a fast ball, but I agree, there was no intent on the pitcher hitting him there.
Yeah, Gonzalez puts himself in an even trickier situation now. So.
Wow. I think Nick Alonso was just caught up in the moment there.
Yeah, definitely probably still upset about that foul ball. So.
Yeah, I mean, after getting that hit called back and then getting walked to first, I would not be happy either.
But look for Chris Bauer to ease that tension with a big hit here.
Bauer looking to clean up the bases here, batting fourth.
He has 4 home runs on the season, leading the team by far in home runs. So anytime everyone swarms home plate, probably when Biles crossing it.
This team doesn't really hit for power, but I will say Christopher Bauer certainly does hit tanks.
Yeah, he's got the build for it, and he has that swing, launch angle. And he's not going to swing until he finds the pitch he likes. Takes that pitch right there for the ball 1. Here we are, 1 out in the inning, 1 ball to Chris Bio, bottom half of the first inning to South Miami Cobras. And Bio makes a big hack at that one, but it just tailed down.
Big
1-1.
swing in the miss there from Bio. He needs to keep his head on the ball there. He saw right as he swung, his eye was already off the ball. So he needs to stay focused on the ball just straight from the release point.
Classic issue for baseball players, not keeping your eye on the ball.
I mean, that typically happens when you're swinging for power, which is Bio's thing, but to a certain point, that could be your weakness.
Big swing right there.
Yes, he does it again.
1-2 count now. Wolverines cannot allow these emotions to take over right now and spoil this great opportunity to score some runs.
He's going to have to be disciplined here at the plate. You're down on the count 1-2 with 1 out. You just need to get that ball in the outfield, and you might get an RBI.
Just put this ball in play and force the defense to do something.
Yeah, you don't want to get hit into a double play because that'll end the inning.
Anything but the K. And Bio hits that one to shortstop. Gutierrez bobbles it, and Bio is safe at first base. So now the bases are loaded for the Wolverines. So the bases are loaded for Ernie Echeverria, the first baseman.
So Christopher Bauer hitting into the perfect situation there. As that'll be ruled an E6. The error at shortstop, causing the bases to be loaded.
You know, like I said, you just got to put the ball in play and force these defenders to do something about it.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be a double play as soon as I saw that ball hit towards the middle of the infield. It was a slow dribbler, but...
So you should always run it out. There's no guarantee that these guys will make the play. As that's shown here, the bases are loaded for Ernie Echeverria, who lays off that pitch just high. Not that the pitcher knows his game plan here. 1-0 count.
Here you definitely just need to hit the ball into the outfield. You have DeGotti on third. That's an easy run if that's into the outfield, obviously. And then you have Nick Alonso on second.
Yeah, it would be great to get Gonzalez out of this game early, as this Cobras team is pretty shallow in pitching. That ball's fouled. Nearly hits us if it weren't for this protective net.
Yeah. If it was the last game we announced, we would have gotten hit by the ball there.
And they do have some relief pitchers, but...
It took such an awkward bounce, too.
Yeah, this field is very strange in terms of these bounces, not only here on the foul lines, but also in the field of play. The outfield's not even. It's a bumps. Hopefully that can be helpful for the Wolverines now. Stefan Barrero has pinch run for Chris Bio on first base. Nick Alonso on second, DeGotti on third. And Ernie takes that one.
Low and outside. Good eye from Echeverria.
Yeah, catcher comes to meet with Gonzalez.
So bases loaded here. The Wolverines have an opportunity to take their first lead of the game. Score 0-0.
So other than the staff ace and Andres Gonzalez, the Cobras only have one pitcher who's thrown over 10 innings, over 9 innings. So Ernie rockets that one into center field.
That's dropping. Oh.
And it's caught, but DeGotti tags up. Alonso holds up at second base to dismay of Coach Albert.
Man, I thought the center fielder completely misplayed that one.
And miracle he flagged it down, but Wolverines will take the run as they take the lead here. 2 outs now in the inning, but they have the lead at 1-0.
Now batting, number 5, Jordan Cardero.
Left fielder Jordan Cardero coming up to hit. It's a young player that Coach Roberts put a lot of trust into here. It's a good left-handed bat for the lineup. He's also pretty disciplined at the plate, 456 on base. So knows how to work the count for sure. And these situations where he just wants to pass on to the next guy, that's integral. 1-0 count right now. Gonzalez is not out of the woods just yet as he tries to pick off Alonso, but didn't take much of an attempt at it.
Yeah, it's the Wolverines' fastest player on second base there, so Gonzalez is going to have to keep him in check if he wants to prevent that second run from coming in.
Yeah, Alonso may be looking to steal here after he didn't tag up from second on that flyout from Ernie. And Cardero fouls that one back.
Nice swing there from Cardero, just getting under it though, as he fouls it.
Yeah, Cardero doesn't
Backs
have
up first base side.
Cardero doesn't have a ton of power, but he is a 340 average hitter. So for a young guy, that's pretty solid.
And I would say that's outstanding for a young man. Batting 340, that means a little over 3 out of 10 batting attempts you're making contact with the ball and getting on base.
Not just getting on base, getting a hit. On base, he does that even better. Fakes the bunt there at the defender sprinting in, but just a joke. 2-1 count now.
2-1 count with 2 outs. See if Cardero brings in Alonso here to extend the lead to 2-zip.
So if you're just joining us, it's currently 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning. Wolverines have already brought home 1 run here. 2-1 count to Jordan Cardero. And that ball is high, brushes Jordan off the plate. He avoids that fastball.
That nearly could have been the second batter Gonzalez has hit tonight.
Yeah,
that would have only been in the first inning.
That would have wrestled some feathers for sure. So, hoping to avoid a fight here and just play a good, clean game of baseball.
Nick Alonso, when he got hit, was definitely heated, since he could have had a double with an RBI.
Yeah. These two teams did face off earlier in the season. February 28th, the Wolverines narrowly won 2-1, so there might be some lingering tensions from that close victory. As Cardero skies that one into left field and is caught. And so that will be the end of the inning. Wolverines able to get home 1 run. And Mark Fuentes now with the lead, looking to continue his dominance after he struck out the side last inning.
So thankful to Ernie Echeverria's sac fly, the Wolverines have a 1-0 lead at the end of the first.
Welcome back, everybody. Here we are in the top of the second inning. Wolverines got a run home on an Ernie Echeverria sac fly, bases loaded. Mark Fuentes looking to work here, the middle half of this South Cobra lineup.
Alex Diaz, a left fielder, now up at bat. He caught the fly ball to end the first inning. Very weird batting stance there. Pretty awkward swing as well.
Another lefty here.
Second lefty we've seen in this lineup already.
And that ball's chopped to first base. Echeverria fields it cleanly, tosses over to Mark Fuentes.
Beautiful play there from Echeverria and Fuentes. Nice scoop from Echeverria at first base there.
Yeah, Diaz trying to dive in vain, but good to see a quick out here from Mark Fuentes. So strikeouts are great and all, but that pitch count surely wears on him.
Nice job by Marco hustling into first base to secure that out.
So now hitting is the DH, Carlos Carrera.
Fastball there from Fuentes.
Carrera is one of the few guys in this lineup hitting under 300, so when you get that opportunity, you definitely got to get this out. Doesn't hit for a ton of power either, so look for Mark Fuentes to be aggressive here. So he's shown right there. First strike. He's coming at him with the heat.
Big swing there from Cardero.
Full-fledged assault here. 0-2 count now. Mark's looking to get rid of him quickly.
If Cardero makes contact with the ball, though, we might not ever see the ball again.
Yeah, Mark goes, he's reached up to 90 miles an hour on his fastball. Rice University commit, so.
I mean, since that ball's coming at you so fast, if you just make contact with it, I mean, it's going to be solid contact. Unless you obviously like the barrel of the bat or something.
Yeah, Mark is a big-time pitcher, so look for him to do good things at the collegiate level here. All he has to do is work on keeping his pitch count down. Maybe work on a little bit more pitch to contact.
That pitch surprisingly called the ball. Looked like it caught part of the zone there.
Currently a 1-2 count here. So that's a strike high.
Called that one a strike, but nonetheless, Fuentes gets a strikeout.
So that's Fuentes' fourth strikeout of the night here. Only 2 outs in the second inning. So Fuentes has been putting up record strikeout numbers for the Wolverines. He's now at 94 for the season.
Maybe he hits 100 tonight. Definitely not be surprised. I mean, that would mean he would have to reach 10 strikeouts in total.
He has been averaging around 9 strikeouts per appearance, so it's phenomenal. He's been going deep into games. Mark Fuentes is an imposing force on the mound. Well north of 6 feet tall. Really brings it with the velocity. So he goes right after this batter as well, 0-2 now.
Another foul ball behind the plate for Andrew Alvarez.
Well, he brings it on the mound. You never expect that Mark Fuentes is a very calm and kind guy. Have him in second period.
I would have to agree on that. Yeah, I do have him second period as well.
That
Check
ball
swing there.
weakly hit.
Check
Foul.
Yeah, check swing, but you see what I mean? When that ball's coming at you at such high velocity, even if you just check swing, you make solid contact. That wasn't that bad. I mean, if that was hit fairly, that would have dropped between the first baseman and Pepito Fernandez out in right field.
Yes, no one counted Mark's velocity, but there's that breaking ball thrown over to first base, and Mark Fuentes able to get out of this inning with 2 more strikeouts, keeping the pitch count pretty low.
5 strikeouts throughout the night in total, and that's the end of the top half of the second inning.
The Wolverines coming up, the bottom half of their lineup. It's looking to do some damage here. It's Mikey Cruz, Jose Fernandez, and Raul Spru coming up next. Here we are in the bottom half of the second inning. If you're just joining us, Wolverines scored early off this pitcher, Andres Gonzalez. Ernie Echeverria sac fly. And here comes the bottom half of the Wolverines lineup, Mikey Cruz, Jose Fernandez, and Raul Espuru.
See if the Wolverines can bring in some more runs here. As Andres Gonzalez has really struggled on the mound tonight. A lot of players on base already for the Wolverines. And wouldn't be surprised if it continues throughout the bottom half of the second inning.
Here comes Mikey Cruz, third baseman. He's a veteran in this lineup as well. He's been playing baseball for as long as I've known him. I went to elementary with him. He was playing baseball back then too.
Yeah, a baseball lifer.
For sure. Hitting .323 on the season.
He's got a lot of pop in his bat, a lot of power.
Haven't seen any homers yet this season, though. Look for that to change here. That ball is ripped. Third baseman bobbles it, thrown over to first, but Mikey has immense sprint speed, and he's safe at first base, hustling to make that ground out into a single. So Mikey Cruz raising that average, keeping the inning going, starting it for the Wolverines. Coming up is Jose Fernandez. So now hitting is Jose Fernandez. Trying to figure out if that was an error or a hit. Maybe a little bit of both.
I mean, it did.
Yeah, he bobbled, but Mikey ran it out. I don't know if he would have made it.
I think I would go with an error there.
Oh,
but
I support our guys. I'll call it a hit.
all right.
So,
Yeah, you can
little
call it
disagreement here in the box.
infield single.
But no matter, Mikey is on first base, taking a generous lead. It's Jose Fernandez. Big time power threat. Just as I say that, they throw back.
All that matters is that you get on base, not how you get on base. I mean, it does matter how you get on base, but if you're getting on base,
Yeah, tell that to Jordan Cardero. Walks are king. Errors help too.
if you watch the movie Moneyball, you would agree with that statement.
How do you replace Jason Giambi?
On base percentage.
On base, baby. Pepito, 2-0 count here. Big time power, former catcher. Always had a cannon of an arm on this team.
He also has a lot of speed, like, surprisingly. You would not expect it from a guy like him, but he can fly on the bases.
Yeah.
At least when I've seen him sprint, like, it's
Yeah,
a lot faster than I expected.
Yeah, I can speak from personal experience playing on this team for 2 years that Pepito might be in the top 3 for speed, which is incredible to say. It shows you how well he uses his body.
It's just a beast.
You know, really imposing upper half. Hasn't hit a home run yet this season, though. It's kind of a trend for these Wolverines. I mean, this is a big park in certain areas for a high school field.
Yeah, definitely. Dead center field. It says 365. I don't think it's 365. And definitely that left center wall, that gets pretty far. I think that might be near 360.
I mean, yeah, short porch at Yankee Stadium is shorter, so guys that hit it out here, they're no joke. They have real power. Pepito takes that 3-1, 3-0 pitch, like they had the take sign.
There's a lot of controversy over that porch in Yankee Field.
Yeah, it might be a little too short.
I mean, every team is allowed to create a stadium like that, so I don't know why they don't.
And every team that comes to visit takes advantage of that short porch. Pepito takes that ball high, so it didn't really come at him with anything. And now there's 2 runners on for the Wolverines.
Those teams obviously haven't been taking advantage of that porch that much this season, at least, against the Yankees. They are the best team in baseball.
Hot take there, but
I
we'll
mean,
let it slide.
by record, they are the best team.
Raul Espuru, he's a Yankee fan.
A lot of this team.
Hitting 241. Yeah, most of this team is Yankee fans, if you didn't know.
Nick Alonso, Matthew Nimbus. I believe Nick Alonso's a Yankee fan.
I've started a couple riots with Yankee-themed discussions.
I'm a Yankee fan myself.
And Raul, looks like he got the bunt sign there. Not happy about it. Coach Albert does like to bunt a lot. Has proven successful at times. But in this situation, maybe let Raul swing the bat. We'll see if that game plan changes.
0-1 count here for Espuru.
So Spru kind of has struggled in this season, but Coach Albert definitely showing the trust in him, keeps DHing him. There are options on the bench for him to turn to. But the Wolverines running a much shallower roster this year than they normally do. 20 players is pretty small for this team that's normally between 23 and 25.
I mean, they don't really utilize all 20 players, I would say, at least from the games that I've watched.
But it's good to have them nonetheless, especially when players like Raul are slumping a little bit. You look like you can give him a day off, but Raul's been in the lineup nearly every game at DH. Pretty good outfielder, though.
You have fresh legs constantly in this team, so that definitely helps, as you were saying, with players that are in a slump of some sort.
Raul lays down that bunt successfully, thrown over to third base, but he is safe. So that decision by Andres Gonzalez to throw over to third base is not going to pay off for him. So Raul makes it to first base as well.
I'm not really sure if I would have thrown to third base there if I was Andres Gonzalez. I think I would have just gone to first and secured that out.
Yeah, probably rule as a fielder's choice because Raul definitely would have been out at first should the throw have gone there.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely a fielder's choice.
And here comes the top of the lineup, Matthew Huembes. Cade looking in 3 pitches, his first at bat. So any baseball player will tell you, UK looking, you're coming up to the plate with a vengeance. And that pitch is high. So Huembes is another guy that walks a fair bit on this team. 374 on base, nearly 100 points north of his average.
That is why he's batting leadoff for this team.
And he does have that speed.
Does have some pop in his bat. Has hit a home run this season.
Pretty versatile player, to be honest. He's committed to Barry University. Sometimes he closes games. He's pitched a couple innings.
A 5-tool player.
11.2 to be exact. Has an ERA below 1. So definitely electric and puts the energy when he wants to. That ball is high. Huembes is not trying to do too much here. There are no outs in the inning. 2-0 count right now. So Wolverines currently, the base is loaded. Bottom of the second inning against pitcher Andres Gonzalez. They're currently leading 1-0. And Huembes lays off that pitch too. Home plate umpire not giving him that high zone that Mark Fuentes has had tonight.
It's a 3-0 count here.
So Huembes not changing his approach here, just looking for his pitch. Obviously that first at bat he didn't get one he wanted.
The base is loaded here.
So definitely all the pressures on Andres Gonzalez here. Throw a ball, you walk in a run. But I think the Wolverine fans here, we have a packed stadium. They'd like to see some action here. That's a strike.
Umpire hesitated a little bit on that call. It did look like a strike from here, just he definitely was not 100%.
Yeah,
That being a strike.
this situation, if it's not gratuitous, you gotta help him along. That's what you'd expect for our guys too.
And this is only a 1-0 ball game. South Miami's still in it. Doesn't feel like it is, but they definitely are.
Huembes with a big swing and a miss at that 3-1 pitch. That was likely the best pitch he's gonna get this at bat.
Just like that, it's a full count. Gonzalez fighting back in the count.
But this team has shown a lot of comfort hitting in these 3-2 counts. That's the key to a winning ball club. So the more strikes you get in an at-bat, lower your average goes. It's not been the case for this Wolverine club as Huembes lays off the 3-2 pitch, walks in a run, and so the Wolverines take a 2-0 lead in this game.
And as a pitching coach, that's something you do not like to see from your pitcher, walking in a run after a fielder's choice play that caused the bases to eventually end up being loaded. Don't like to see that from your pitcher.
So Degody, who had a strong single up the middle his first at bat, looking to replicate that, but this time with a couple ducks on the pond. And that's a strike. 0-1 count now.
That caught the lower half of the zone as his hat falls off for the 50th time tonight.
Yeah, we had a pitcher in JV that his hat always fell off.
It's just probably not fitted right.
It can be a bit disruptive, to be honest. Seems something so small, but as seen by Mark Fuentes and many other pitchers, routine and getting in a rhythm is incredibly important. As he steps off there, he's like trying to reestablish that rhythm, picking up some dirt.
And trying to find his groove. If he just threw a strike there, that hat falling off definitely might have disrupted his groove that you were talking about.
DeGody's the kind of guy that can adjust to any of these pitchers. As he takes that breaking ball, almost gets by the catcher, but the runners are going to hold up where they are. So the count is even now at 1 apiece. So if you're just joining us, it's a 1-1 count right now to second batter Brendan DeGody. The bases are loaded in a 2-0 ball game. The Wolverines are up. DeGody takes that pitch.
Low pitch a little bit outside, called for a ball. So 2-1 count here for DeGody.
And don't expect him to chase something that's not his pitch. Like I mentioned, he's part of this crop of young players that has grown up seeing the rise of the walk, and they'll swing at the pitch that's theirs, but other than that, they'll take it.
Yeah, very mature players, considering how young they are in age.
But DeGody rips that one. He got the pitch he likes. Sails past the third baseman as it goes into left field. 2 runs are scoring. One is held up at second base, and Brandon DeGody with a 2 RBI single down the left field line. And that adds some much needed runs here. Get Gonzalez in a bad position. The Wolverines are now up 4-0.
Nice hit there from DeGody as he gets in with a single there with bases loaded, or bases were loaded. Now it's 4-0 with runners on first and second.
So quick mound visit here. No one currently warming in the pen for South Miami unless they're working on the backfield. It would definitely be very early to go to the pen. So Gonzalez has an ERA approaching 5, so definitely don't expect him to come out of this game right now. But there is, as I say this, starting to be some action. Pitcher tossing in the bullpen.
Nick Alonso would be up at bat now. Last time he was in the batter's box, he got hit by a pitch and seemed to be pretty heated after that.
So
Because prior to being hit by that pitch, he had hit that double that the ump called foul, and it looked fair, but it was ruled foul, and Nick Alonso did not agree with that at all.
yeah, so look for Gonzalez to be careful here and make sure he doesn't pitch too inside, or have some sparks flying here. Alonso definitely a player that plays on emotion. Hopefully he can dial it in here and recognize the situation, the opportunity to score multiple runs. They've done that already. 3 runs have come across this inning. South Miami dugout is silent, so Wolverines recognize this chance. Alonso takes a big swing at that. That was a home run pitch right there. 0-1 that count now.
Nick Alonso using a lot of that frustration that he had after being hit by a pitch into his swing now up at bat.
Don't let that get out of control, though, or else they'll strike out. So Alonso recognizing that pitch. Low and in the dirt, but the runners do not advance. So as the sun sets on the field here, currently in the bottom half of the second inning. Wolverines up 4-0, 3 brought across in this inning. 1-1 count to the third batter, Nick Alonso.
Yeah, beautiful night here.
And not too hot for a night in May in Miami.
Light breeze.
Throwing over to second base to try and get Juanbez, but it's a long way to go, and Juanbez slides in there safely. This team not afraid to get dirty. What kind of baseball player are you? You don't come home and you're covered in dirt.
I mean, this is a sport that you typically get dirty in. Get your pants dirty pretty often here.
Yeah, I used to rub dirt on my pants to feel like I did something. No feeling beats that. 2-1 count now. Gonzalez likely finding out some fatigue here. Only been 2 innings, but he's definitely thrown well over 40 pitches. So nothing to scoff at in this very short amount of time. Mark Fuentes getting ample time to rest. Hydrate.
I mean, that could get Fuentes out of rhythm if you think about it. Just sitting in the dugout for that long. Can get your arm cold.
That ball gets behind the catcher. Runners jog easily to second and third base. So now we have 2 runners in scoring position.
The runners are going to advance after that pass ball. It seemed like the catcher just lost after it bounced off the backstop.
It's a short backstop here, but runners can advance should the catcher not play it correctly, and that was not played correctly. Obviously, visitors don't know the dimensions of this field, how things work. So Andres Gonzalez definitely might be flustered right now. His replacement looms in the bullpen. 3-1 count now, and that's high, and Alonso takes the walk, so he's got an on base. Both at bats tonight. So just the trend for Gonzalez so far in this season, allowing tons of walks, more than his innings pitched. And the Wolverines are taking full advantage of that trend.
Yeah, it's definitely translating to the scoreboard and just the feel of the game. It's 4-0 lead for the Wolverines. We got bases loaded again. Multiple times in this inning we've had bases loaded, so definitely not a good look for Gonzalez.
So that's Bio coming up to the plate now. It's a Caldwell University commit, him and Mikey Cruz going together. Guess I like what they saw with both of these guys. Good average, good pop in their bat.
Christopher Bao, last at bat, was able to get on base off an error from the shortstop of South Miami. It looked like it was going to be a double play, but he ultimately committed an error, and Bao was able to get on first.
Yeah, Bio's not the fastest, but here in high school baseball, you sprint down the line with all you got. Fielder could make an error easily. Bio lays off that pitch low. 1-0 count now. The pitcher has come in from the bullpen, so I look for him to come into this game, or we're going to keep Gonzalez in. That remains to be seen. I'd reckon that the former is the case. Could also get pulled from this game shortly. Hopefully the Wolverines can get a couple more runs across before that happens. And that ball's high, and the count is 3-0 now. Gonzalez staying away from every batter he faces. He's got to get one of them out. Hasn't gotten anyone out in this second inning. So Wolverines have a chance to increase this lead and potentially move into some different territory here. Don't want to jinx it.
If you're Coach Albert, are you giving Christopher Bao the green light here on a 3-0 count with bases loaded?
No, definitely not. And that's the case. Bio walks on that wild pitch. Wasn't even close.
Second time he walks in a run off bases loaded. That time on a dirt ball. Wasn't even close to the strike zone.
So if South Miami wants to stay in this game, they definitely need to be taking out Gonzalez here.
5-0 ball game. Questionable move. They're going to keep him in here. Ernie Echeverria. Oh, it looks like they're going to take him out.
Yep, looks like that decision is being made as the manager approaches the umpire. Potentially some other changes being made. Maybe a double switch of sorts. Pitcher's waiting to come out of the dugout.
Taking Gonzalez does out off
So new pitcher coming in here for the South Miami Cobras.
Angel Moses.
So Moses with a 5.4 ERA in the season. Lower whip than Gonzalez, but struggles from those same walk and hit issues.
So bases loaded. Let's see if
Ernie rockets that ball into center field, left field. Bounces. 2 runs are going to try and score, and no throw was made.
It's a lollipop for Ernie Echeverria there.
So the Wolverines take a 7-0 lead here. And look for the mercy rule coming soon here.
It is 7 runs for a mercy rule. I don't know if they're calling it here.
Now batting, number 5, Jordan.
I guess it's not a 7 rule for
I believe it's
7 runs.
10 runs. So
we did hear from a source, I guess it's an unreliable source now, that it was 7 runs.
you know, high school baseball is a weird sport, you know. You got umpires. That's a ball. And look for the Wolverines to really pad their stats here. They have another game on Thursday, so tomorrow? The game's tomorrow now. Gotta move. The schedule is constantly moving. This pitcher taking a different approach. We see Mark Fuentes a flamethrower on the mound. This guy going with a bit underneath his strategy. Some pitchers are successful like that, but high school baseball, slower pitchers for these guys will be like BP.
I mean, it does kind of mess with the head of, I mean, it's like putting a position player on the mound, but it's definitely not working for the Wolverines.
Didn't fool Cardero there. No run comes across, but the bases are loaded. So this change, bringing in Moses, has not proven successful for the South Miami Cobras.
I think it's hurt them worse. 2 hits on, I guess, 2 at-bats, at 2 batters. Sorry for the stutter.
Well, the South Miami Cobras, known for their hitting, they're going to have to out-hit the Wolverines. It's going to be pretty hard with Mark Fuentes on the mound and this massive deficit to overcome. There's currently no outs in the 2nd inning, and the Wolverines are leading 7-0 with the bases loaded, and that ball is skied into center field. Velar flags it down.
It's going to be close.
The runner, Echeverria, safe at third. Run comes across to score. It's an 8-0 lead now with only 1 out in the inning. So, productive out by Mikey Cruz at the sac fly.
An RBI for Mikey Cruz. Now runners on the corner for Belen with only 1 out. And Pepito Fernandez up at bat.
How fun would it be for Pepito to hit a 3-run homer, send us home? Not called a homer in the booth just yet. There's already another pitcher warming for the South Miami Cobras. They're in panic mode right now.
He could hit it into the left center or right center gap and just get the 2 runs. It doesn't necessarily have to be a homer.
Make it a souvenir for a lacrosse player leaving practice.
Mikey Cruz does have a lot of speed on first.
Probably going to have to hand it back. As the runner goes second and home, and the throw is errant.
They might end the game here on this one.
And Cardero advances all the way to third base. Good base running there by the Wolverines. Cardero ran to second base.
Heads up base running there from Cardero and
Echeverria.
Yeah,
Echeverria saw that throw was going to second base and took advantage of this opportunity to go quickly here and put some pressure on the defense.
Echeverria would have been out, though, if that throw from second base was accurate.
Yeah. But definitely the Wolverines realized that with this 9-0 lead, this whole team is probably feeling pretty tired of standing out there. And that ball skied way too slow.
Yeah, it's almost getting too slow for the batters, it seems.
Yeah, it could mess up their swings a little bit when they're trying to launch it into the air. So got to keep these balls on the ground and hit hard. Launch angle is a curse and a blessing. Leads to some home runs, but also some bad swings on really hittable balls. Pepito chops that one to third base. Hesitates, tries to throw home, but ends up deciding to go to first base.
That's going to end the game. I think it's a 10-0 ball game.
I think it has to be after 3 innings, so Mark Fuentes will have to come out here for the top of the 3rd inning. It's only the 2nd inning. Keep that in mind here. 9 runs have come across this inning from the Wolverines. They've exploded.
Yeah, utter domination.
So all that talk about Mark Fuentes needing a lead early here, looks like they really did that for him.
Yeah.
No pressure right now.
You might as well not even put Mark Fuentes out there again. Not risk an injury of some sort.
Yeah. Kevin Castro is in the bullpen standing up, so who knows? Maybe they take out Mark Fuentes. Maybe look for him to pitch tomorrow, to be honest. Call this a mini bullpen session in a more high leverage situation.
So Raul Espudo up a bat. It's only a 2nd inning, and they're already going to be well into the bullpen if they end up subbing Moses out here.
Yeah, this would be a great opportunity for Raul to kind of get his hit that would really break him out in this season. You know, everyone has that moment throughout the season that defines it, what you look back on. 0-2 count right now. But Raul is definitely not afraid of swinging at balls, and he's not afraid of swinging at anything. Looks like we have a disruptance on the field here.
I think Eddie Arevalo is going to warm up. Oh, he just heard me.
Ball got away here somehow, got into the field of play.
Arevalo said he is signaled that he is not going to warm up in the bullpen.
Kevin Castro is tossing here, so I doubt he would be warming if he wasn't going in the game here.
Ugly swing from Espudo there as he stays alive in the count. 0-2 count with 2 outs here.
Yeah, there's no traffic on the bases right now. Wolverines cleared that all up, so Raul might be feeling a little demoralized here. I mean, 10-0 lead, he probably thinks that the Wolverines have it in the bag, as he should, but can't give away any at-bats when you're playing baseball. That ball popped up into the light. Almost looked like he was going to hit our cameraman there, but he would have been screwed if it did. He had no idea it was coming at him.
Yeah, he looks really aloof up there. It's like in cloud 9.
Yeah, thank God we have that protective screen covering him.
I don't think that would have.
I don't know if it would have helped him, yeah. Shaking his head, I think he realized how close that came, you know. Maybe one day he brings a glove, you get a souvenir, toss it down.
He's already nearly gotten hit by a line drive. Raul Espudo actually hit the camera off from up there once.
Yeah, so maybe Raul and our cameraman, Scooty, they have a connection here.
Yeah, they definitely might. They definitely do.
So Raul took a ball here, takes another ball, 2-2 count now. It's a 2-2 count with 2 outs in the 2nd inning. Gotta love that. Wish it was a 2-2 game, but I'll take this 10-0 lead. I'm good with this. So all silent in the dugout here for South Miami. No one warming in the pen. They realize that they don't put up something next inning, they're done. Raul swings and misses at that one. Tagged out before he can run to first.
He's definitely going to be frustrated after that.
You know, don't forget what just happened. The Wolverines scored 9 runs in the bottom of the 2nd inning here. So they really did a ton of damage. Destroyed this pitcher, Moses. Also the starter, Gonzalez, got out of this game. So if rules from the regular season still apply, they get this inning done, and that will be the game.
Seems like the situation just got worse when they subbed out Gonzalez. I might have kept him in if those were your only options, if you're limited to options like that.
So Kevin Castro taking the mound here for the Wolverines. We'll come back and talk about him shortly. So welcome back, everybody. You just joined us tonight. WBLn broadcast here. The Wolverines are destroying the South Miami Cobras 10-0. Kevin Castro, self-proclaimed golden lefty FSU commit for academics on the mound. Wanted me to mention I have him in philosophy third period. Enjoys eating fruit before the game. Also Chick-fil-A catering. Everyone in the clubhouse enjoys Chick-fil-A before the game.
Yeah, one of the sources we use for our game facts actually cleaned up the Chick-fil-A that was left over in the locker room.
Yeah. So, Castro here. Hopefully he got his whole pregame routine in. Mentioned he enjoys eating cantaloupe before the game. Oddly specific. maybe they can get him working here. 357 ERA in the season, so not spectacular, but definitely a solid arm for the Wolverines. So that ball is chopped. Second base, Matthew Huembes quickly tosses it over to Echeverria at first. And on the first pitch, that is the first out.
Nice play from Matthew Huembes there in the middle of the infield, and Kevin Castro gets the first out of the inning.
Yeah, so with the game tomorrow, the Wolverines definitely want to limit the uses of their pitchers here. If Castro doesn't throw much, Mark Fuentes is still probably available for tomorrow. And Castro might be too, which would be huge for the Wolverines. Pitchers are definitely the first thing to go in a deep playoff run. But Castro certainly bringing the velo there. Hear the pop of the glove all the way down here on the third base side. But it was a ball, so 1-0 count now.
See what the golden lefty has in store for us here.
Yeah. Well, he's a golden lefty because he's the only lefty on this team.
Looked like the on-deck batter was in the wrong on-deck circle.
Yeah, probably not wanting him to not only put himself in danger, but get a good look at Castro. Definitely a lefty with an odd release angle here.
I mean, it would definitely not make sense to have him lined up directly in the direction of where a foul ball would go when it comes off the bat of a righty batter.
Yeah, given how South Miami has hit tonight, they probably couldn't foul it off. Probably come straight at him. So 2-0 count now. Castro looking to get the first strike of this at bat. That ball low, framed. Catcher Bile looks at the umpire. Thought he had it. Maybe getting a little greedy here. We're up 10-0. Still got to throw strikes over the plate. This is still a team that can score runs in a hurry. So don't take anything for granted. So that's a strike.
It's a 3-1 count here. Castro trying to fight back.
There is an arm in the pen for South Miami, so looks like they may be anticipating playing the rest of this out.
So Castro has walked his first batter.
Yeah, that was the 9-hitter, Eddie Echeverria, so definitely someone you want to come after right away.
No relation to Ernie Echeverria?
I don't think so. We'll have to ask him after the game. We include that as a fun fact for next broadcast. So Castro here, 1 out in the inning with 1 runner on first base. Here's the top of the lineup. Kenneth Gutierrez hitting now. That ball is high. If you're just joining us, the Wolverines have dominated early in this game. 10-0 lead, 9 in the second. Now there's 1 out. Mark Fuentes came after 2 innings. Likely preparing for the game tomorrow. Kevin Castro is in. That ball high. Bio thrown over to first base to try and pick him off.
Heads up play there from Christopher Bio. Nearly got him at first.
Yeah, strong thrower for sure, but that takes a strong throw and some luck, to be honest, to get him out. As Coach Montaigne comes to the mound here to talk to Castro.
Castro trying to find his groove here. Already walked the batter. Don't want to allow them to score a run here. You could walk out of here with a mercy rule or just extend the game.
And Castro still is a valuable arm for this team, so definitely don't want to run him too thin. He's thrown 17.2 innings on the season, so not really a starter per se. that starter role has been really delegated to Mark Fuentes and Frank Fernandez through a no-hitter a couple weeks ago. But Castro can provide some much-needed depth to this Wolverine squad. That ball's fouled, chopped at the plate. 2-1 count now.
See if that mound visit ends up paying off for the golden lefty.
I guess we just probably need to calm down here, recognize the situation, come right after these batters.
Yeah, I think he was feeling a little bit anxious trying to prove himself here. But you have a 10-0 lead, no reason to be antsy like that.
That ball gets by underneath his legs, and no throw is made. Got stuck there underneath the base of the wall. This Echeverria guy has quite good speed.
Some distractions around us.
That ball fouled over the dugout. Always got to have some kids running over to the side fields and picking up these foul balls. Tonight it's been the tale of the strikeout for the Wolverines. Mark Fuentes with 5 early.
He had 5 through 2 innings pitched, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, and here we are in the top of the 3rd inning, so.
He was well on pace to double-digit strikeouts.
Oh, the 3-2 pitch, called a ball. Castro certainly not happy about that one. That would have been a huge momentum swing for him.
Two walks already for Kevin Castro.
So on the mound, you can't look too defeated. Looks like Ivan Montaigne is checking up on the pitcher. Tell him to amp up here.
That might be Eddie Arevalo in the bullpen starting to warm up.
Yeah, Eddie Arevalo is a pretty high-energy guy, so if he comes in, look for him to either put himself in more trouble or get out of this inning in a hurry. He definitely is amped up anytime he comes in to pitch. But Kevin Castro, for now, remains on the mound. That ball is hit into center field. Nick Alonso has flagged it down. Runner tagging in from second base, changes his mind.
Beautiful throw from Nick Alonso all the way from center field, from deep center field, to keep that runner in check at second base, to prevent him from tagging up.
Might have been safe if he went to third, but that definitely deked him out.
Yeah, very nice throw there from Nick Alonso, one hopping the third baseman.
So Arevalos coming in here, so we'll see if he's actually going to pitch or not. Obviously, it still remains in question whether the mercy rule is in fact in play. Looks like it may be. There's no pitcher warming for South Miami. I doubt that they wouldn't have anyone going with 2 outs in the inning, unless he's already fully warmed. So storyline we're going to have to keep in mind in this game. For now, the Wolverines are only going to focus on this batter. Andres Gonzalez, the pitcher, taken out of this game. Hit a double his first at bat. Castro looking to rewrite the script here. 0-1 on him early, 2 outs in the inning. Got to keep an eye on that runner on second and first base. That ball's hit over to first base. It's fair. Echeverria calls off Castro. And that's it. And looks like there's no mercy rule. So
it's a 10-0 lead in the bottom of the 3rd, so
5. So it looks like we've been informed by our unreliable source here that 10 after 5 is the official ruling. So, don't know how trustworthy that is. We'll have to see. You're welcome to stay along for the ride, though, regardless, as Moses comes back on the mound. So I was saying there's no pitcher warming. So look to see what kind of damage the Wolverines can get on him. But best thing we can do is keep the lead where it is and put ourselves that chance to mercy after 5 innings. So So, welcome back, everybody. If you're just joining us, don't listen to the scoreboard. That's not on camera. Wolverines are currently up 10-0, bottom of the third inning. That's a base hit here into left field. So Wolverines' Matt Juembez picking up right where he left off. Looks like it was where it was running the scoreboard, made some errors here. So many runs. Maybe it didn't all fit up there.
Now the scoreboard says it's a 1-0 ball game.
Yeah, South Miami surely wishes it was a 1-0 ball game.
Really don't think it's 1-0.
Yeah. But tell that to the dugout. They are ghostly in there. No action at all. The most movement going on that side of the base is our cameraman standing on top of the dugout waving his arms, bored. 40 minutes, that second inning.
Yeah, that would be a pretty boring inning to be just standing on top of them.
Definitely not boring for the Wolverines, though. They batted around and they destroyed the starter, Andres Gonzalez. Angel Moses has not proven any different.
Just throwing lobs into the strike zone.
So this is the third time around for the Wolverines in 3 innings. That's pretty exceptional.
Looks like Moses is just playing catch with his catcher.
So there's a strike there to Degodi. Juembez on first base. And Degodi smacks that one towards the Wolverine bullpen. Thankfully didn't take off any of our heads or the cameras.
Yeah, that was a little close to the cameras. A little close to us.
Yeah. Brought my glove, but kind of hard to wear a glove in a broadcast. So it's there in spirit. So
it's there to make you feel safe.
Makes me feel safe.
Even
that's right.
though it's really not being utilized.
So Degodi takes that pitch for a ball.
A little bit more velo on that pitch than normal.
So it's a full count now. Wolverines have put in offensive assault tonight. So much scoreboard, having some issues there. So they've piled on the runs.
Moses is putting a little more speed on these pitches than I remember him throwing in the previous inning.
Yeah, maybe he's feeling a little upset about this situation. I mean, it's kind of hard to stay positive after that immense second inning by the Wolverines.
10-0.
Yeah. This Wolverines lead 10-0. Still a full count here for Degodi. Got to keep an eye on Juembez. Just joining us. Got a beautiful night here against South Miami in the district semifinals. And the Wolverines are leading 10-0. Scoreboard almost juked me for a second. Degodi fouls that one off. So this game is drawn pretty long, even though we're only in the third inning here.
Only in the bottom of the third.
That's what happens when these guys work full counts every at bat and, you know.
Just don't get out.
Yeah, don't get out, yeah. I mean, I'll take it this way. I'd rather that than be commentating a South Miami no-hitter. Degodi takes that walk. So, gonna push on to the next batter. We'll see. Maybe they'll create a new rule. 15 runs after 3 innings, maybe we can call it. But,
man on first and second with no outs and a 10-0 lead.
So, there is now a man in the bullpen for South Miami. Looks like they're potentially going to pull him. So that is it for Angel Moses. So a new pitcher here coming for South Miami. Looking to stem the bleeding that Andres Gonzalez and Angel Moses have not been able to handle here. So we'll be coming at you soon with a scouting report on this new pitcher. Welcome back. New pitcher in for South Miami is Liber Alfonso.
Has a little bit more speed than Moses did on his pitch, so maybe that'll mess with the heads of the Belen batters.
Not saying much.
Let's see how they approach Liber.
So Alfonso with a 14 ERA in 4 innings. So it's not exactly encouraging, but Wolverines are going to look to seize this chance. They have runners on second and first base. Already meeting with the catcher here, Juan Pablo Olave. South Miami trying anything possible right now, just looking to just change the arms, even if they're not much better than the previous one. Trying to get this Wolverine offense out of rhythm. They've absolutely cruised tonight. 10 runs on the scoreboard, looking to add more. And that's hit over to second base. Kind of a bloop shot. So that will be the first out of the inning.
Nick Alonso with a little infield blooper to second base.
Now batting number 22, Chris Bio.
So Chris Bio coming up to the plate here. I haven't seen him exhibit that elite power that he's known for. 4 home runs on the season. So Alfonso looking to get out of here. That was a massive swing by Bio, probably the biggest I've seen. Looks like he might have took the wind out of him a little bit.
Press the square button on the PlayStation controller there. The power swing.
Yeah.
You heard the grunt and everything there.
And if you've played MLB The Show, you know the power swing makes your PCI a lot smaller. So Bio looking to press that X and make more contact this swing.
Yeah. Looks extremely aggressive in the batter's box right now.
I mean, how could you? I mean, it's a gorgeous night here. Looking to hit his 5th home run of the season. This impressive lead with this arm. Can't blame him, but got to be realistic. Eddie Arevalo throwing in the Wolverine pen. He'll probably get the next inning. Castro doesn't throw very long, so probably want to keep him available for tomorrow's game. Alfonso taking it nice and slow here. Runners taking an aggressive lead as Juanbez takes off for third base. Digodi takes off for second as well. And so without a throw, and really without Alfonso checking on them at all, they make it to second and third base. It shows the importance of checking on your runners. They will take off if you're not keeping an eye on them. So this puts Bio in even better position here to drive home some runs. Just so now he's keeping an eye on the runner at third. Not like he's going to steal home or anything. It's that ball.
Hit a mile high.
Shortstop Gutierrez backing up under it. He flags it down kind of awkwardly.
Wimbus thought about tagging up.
Yeah, I would have tagged up if I was him. But
do you have that speed though?
If I don't have that speed, I would have gotten canned. But it's still fun to try nonetheless, you know.
Just for the fun.
So Ernie Echeverria, 2 outs here. It's been relatively quiet tonight. He does have a single on a sac fly. Actually, just a sac fly from what I see. Don't know what else he did. So, but Ernie's a relatively low-key player on this team. He just gets in and does his work. Really impressive for a sophomore. So Ernie takes that pitch for a strike. So with the speed Alfonso's throwing in his track record this season, don't look for him to rush. His third baseman for South Miami seems to enjoy coming up to the pitchers.
Huge height difference there between the third baseman and the pitcher.
Yeah, and I could lie, if I was the pitcher, I'd be kind of pissed.
Why would he be mad?
So the third baseman puts on the tag here after Juanbez is on the third base bag. Coach Albert not happy about it.
Definitely was not paying attention there.
So potentially the slower pace of this game now has unnerved some people here on both dugouts. So Ernie hits that one to first base. It's fielded, he calls off the pitcher. That's the end of the inning. So Wolverines unable to scratch anything else across, but they still hold this 10-0 lead. Not like they need any more runs.
Yeah, they have a 10-run lead. Just playing it safe right now.
So come back, we'll come at you at the top of the 4th inning. So welcome back, everybody. Top of the fourth inning here. Wolverines leading 10-0. A pitching change for the Wolverines. Kevin Castro is out, and in comes Eduardo Arevalo, known as Eddie to his teammates and friends.
Eddie Arevalo, a great pitcher. Has not been utilized a lot this season, at least in home games, but he's a really aggressive pitcher. Could get wild sometimes.
Let me tell you, he is a fun guy to be around in person. Definitely
He's very enjoyable.
one of the most friendly players on the team.
He's got a lot of velo on that pitch.
And that ball sharply hits to the pitcher's mound, but he fields it cleanly. So that first pitch out, just like Castro got last inning. So fun fact about Arevalo, he's been dating the same girl for 3 years.
I don't know if we needed to bring that into the broadcast, but he has.
Shows his loyalty. He's committed to this program.
I guess we can. He drinks some Monster Energy drink before every game he
See,
pitches.
I didn't know that. That was good.
Did you see him before he walked to the bullpen? He was drinking a.
I thought it was a Bang Energy.
No, it was a Monster.
Regardless, I doubt Eddie needs that to get pumped up before a game. He's really a high-intensity guy.
He might drink that in the morning too.
But as I mentioned,
He might have a collection of Monster Energy drinks.
calm as anybody outside the baseball diamond. 1-1 count here, 1 out in the inning.
Very awkward swing.
He flailed at that one, yeah.
You could say it's a little Ichiro-ish without the little run-up.
Yeah,
he
without
swings.
hitting the ball.
That too.
That's pretty important. Eddie working quick here. Strikes him out. Buyout thrown over to first base.
It's got some of the Ichiro speed there. Just not enough.
Yeah. Big part of Ichiro was the contact.
Did have a little bit of speed though. He can turn on the jets.
So here we are with the sixth batter of the lineup, the DH, Carlos Cardero.
Struck out last time he was up at bat. He's only gone up to bat once.
Yeah, definitely polar opposites tonight. Wolverine lineup has circled a bunch. Each of these guys getting a chance to do something, but with first pitch strikes like that, these Wolverine pitchers, Fuentes, Castro, and Arevalo, not giving them much of an opportunity to do that. As Arevalo gets that pitch for a strike right there on a swing. So they're definitely fooled by his stuff right now. And Arevalo has some much needed depth for this team. So that pitch a little high. Looked good to me, I mean.
Yeah, that looked like it caught the zone, but I think the ump is just being a little lenient here for South Miami.
Yeah, you gotta get these guys get their reps in, you know?
At the same time, the ump might want to go home.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I can't jinx this one. The Wolverines are gonna win this game.
Oh, you can't say that. It's #1 rule, man.
If South Miami comes back, I will apologize on the broadcast, but
It's the #1 rule.
I think the Wolverines have a pretty good lead here. They're up 10-0
You
in the
got
top of the fourth inning.
you got mad. You're just making it worse at Jinx. You got mad at me for saying Frankie Fernandez is gonna throw a no hitter, and then did.
Yeah, well, we were determined that anything you say on the broadcast doesn't count. So that ball's popped. Ducote calls off Lembes. So Eddie Arevalo able to get off the field quickly. I think the quickest of any of the pitchers tonight. So here we go with the bottom half of the fourth inning.
Eddie Arevalo pumped up.
So welcome back, everybody. Andrew Alvarez on the mound now. Just a revolving door of pitchers for South Miami as we are in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Wolverines still holding on to that 10-0 lead established in the 2nd inning.
Yeah, let's see if Andrew Alvarez is able to provide a spark for South Miami.
It's actually not too bad. 3.75 ERA. It's pretty good in comparison with the other guys that they've been putting out. 9.1 innings pitched, so definitely not a length guy, but he could give them some good work. The Wolverines don't exactly need to score more runs, but I'd like to get a couple more here. Never satisfied.
Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Did he get hit?
Yeah, he did.
I have a lot of people here on the third base side. Can't see.
Jordan Cardero, base on balls here, or hit by pitch.
Yeah, Cardero's such a chill and cool guy that even if there was something behind that, he's not worried about it at all. See, Alonso hit in the 1st inning. It caused a lot of tensions to flare up. But with this great lead, I mean,
No reason to get frustrated.
no reason to hit a batter at all. So, Mikey Cruz up. He drove in some runs earlier in the game. Looks like everyone has come out to support the Wolverines tonight. Got a lot of faculty, coaches in attendance. There's a strike. So, rulebook should say that after 5 innings, 10 runs, that'll be the end of the game. So, game has gone on for quite a bit. Cruz hits at the 3rd base.
Beautiful hit. Finds its way in between the shortstop and third baseman.
Yeah, Velar unable to pick that one up, and so Cruz has a single adding to his good night tonight. Singled earlier in the game and also had a sac fly, so he's just one of many Wolverine batters to have really impressive evenings.
Pepito Fernandez. How about that?
Yeah, Pepito definitely one of the better hitters in this lineup. He's been pretty quiet tonight, though. Has walked. Look for him at any moment to unload on a ball. So Pepito takes that one low. 2-0 count now.
Andrew Alvarez deals.
Pepito takes that pitch. So 3-0 count. It's been something that's been happening all night. So work into these counts.
Just gotta stay patient up there in the box.
Yeah, if you ask me, I think he just got the take sign from Coach Albert. Obviously, signs in baseball meant to deceive, so no telling if Pepito got that signal. As I expected, there's the take right there. So Pepito walks. So runners jog over to their respective bases. Cardero on 3rd, Cruz on 2nd, and Pepito Fernandez on 1st. As Carlos Mas comes in to pinch hit here.
Carlos Mas, big man up in the box.
Fun fact about Carlos Mas, he was a member of a very successful intramural ultimate frisbee team. So Mas has a lot of hops. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
he's not able to really show that here on the baseball diamond other than in the outfield.
He is very athletic. He's a very good baseball player as well, as to why he's on the baseball team.
It reminds me of an old school hitter. He's got the tape, no batting gloves. Real classic stance. Reminds you of a guy like Chris Bryant.
He does have a Chris Bryant-ish stance.
Maybe a little bit of Kevin Youkilis in there. For you older fans.
I remember that was a stance that he kind of had it like over his head.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
Maybe some Micah Velas.
I do not remember his stance.
But Moss definitely is a unique player. One of the more reserved guys on this team, but don't be fooled. Moss has a ton of pop in his bat. He's actually a really good fielder as well. Plays some first base, plays some outfield.
He's all you can get in a baseball player.
Check swing on that one, but it's going to drop into right field, so he'll take it. Cardero's going to come home, so station to station here, but Moss will surely take it. An RBI single.
Imagine if he put his full swing into that.
Yeah, that would have gone a long way, but that's going to improve Moss's average. He's kind of been struggling this season, but now the lineup back to the top. Matthew Huembe is coming up for his 4th at-bat here as the lead has ballooned to 11-0. So if the Wolverine victory wasn't assured already, we're going to keep going here, though. These guys could really use to keep piling on the runs here. Be great momentum into their game tomorrow. As Cruz takes a strike there. So Huembe's looking to make something happen here. He's done pretty well for himself tonight. Although he K'd look in his first at-bat. He did walk.
I think they're calling him Mateo in the dugout.
Yeah, the dugout at this point, you know, might be a little even more bored than us. So they're trying to
I'm not.
have some fun.
You're bored?
No, I'm not bored. I'm having a great time. This game has gone on for quite some time, though.
It has. I think it's longer than a typical game, actually.
It's a lot longer than a typical game.
And not nearly as close.
So that ball roped into center field.
I think the shortstop actually had a really good chance at getting that.
Pepito, with that speed we mentioned earlier, racing towards home, slides. Throw to second base, bobbled.
Oh my gosh.
And this is really unraveling here for South Miami. I don't even know how many runs scored. 3 runs scored, or 2 runs. 3 runs scored on that play.
14-0 lead. We got a football score.
14-0 lead.
It's a football score.
So
2 touchdowns.
we'll see, maybe the 15 after 3 rule is actually a thing. We'll find out.
Is it 15 after 3?
I hope so.
Maybe our unreliable source is correct.
So we'll see. I mean,
Maybe it's just you have to play all 7 innings, no matter what the score is.
we will see. Brendan DeGote, regardless, is going to go up there and have a good at-bat, regardless if this is the walk-off hit or he's just going to keep going up there until...
Intentionally walk? Are they going to call a game here?
It's a bold play. We're intentionally walking a sophomore. But looks like umps are moving around here.
They're intentionally walking after they're being down 14-0.
Yeah, something to consider here. If umps are staying for innings or time as this game, as you mentioned, has drawn on a little bit.
Still some strategy involved here.
Almost at the 2-hour mark.
14-0 game, but coach is still trying to find a way to either win or come back from the large deficit.
Well, it's only hopeless if you say it is. 14 runs is a large total, but it's been done before.
It is.
But
I think they're going to go in. The Wolverines are going to go into their bullpen again.
now there's no action currently in the pen for South Miami, so they're trusting Alvarez here to see them to the end of this game. Maybe not the end, but that remains to be seen. As that slow ball is hit through the infield, Gutierrez makes no play on it. Short.
He had a chance again. He's just not putting in a lot of effort there on shortstop.
So, familiar statement once again. The bases are juiced, loaded up. All the ducks are on the pond.
All the ducks are on the pond. I haven't heard that one. That was good. I'll use that.
That's the name of a pack and MLB The Show.
I don't. Is that from this year's MLB Show or?
20.
Oh, I don't know if I played.
Now batting, number 4.
Oh, Luca Di
Whoa.
Filippi coming up to bat here for the Wolverines.
We never see this.
Luca is definitely one of the longer tenured members of this team. Doesn't get a ton of action. Mainly serves as a
Is that-
bullpen catcher.
It does not look like Luca Di Filippi from here.
Yeah, well, I've
Is
seen
that
him in the
him?
gym. He's trimmed a lot. He's looking good. He's feeling good.
He just looks a lot taller. Like,
Luca
Whoa.
is in the best shape of his life, so he reached base his last plate appearance.
it's not that. It's just I don't remember him being tall like that. It just doesn't look like him. I can't tell if it's him or not.
Oh no, it's him.
Maybe an poser or something.
Yeah, I snuck onto the diamond. I'm pretending to be Luca Di Filippi. So 1-0 count right now.
Oh!
As Luca skies that one
Drop,
into
drop,
center
drop,
field.
drop, drop,
It may
drop.
drop. Oh,
Oh!
it does drop. And so Di Filippi able to get a RBI single. So I love that from Di Filippi, who rarely gets an opportunity here. He comes up clutch.
15-0 lead.
Not exactly a high-pressure situation.
I think they're calling game.
Manager for South Miami not happy about that one. And
Luca Di Filippi with the game-winning
looks
hit.
like that is the game. So 15 after 3 is the case. So final score tonight for the Wolverines, 15-0 in the district semifinals. So we have a game coming tomorrow. So look for Wolverines to ride this wave into next game. Signing off for WBLn, Alexander Gonzalez, joined by Jose Zaraluki.
Thank you for tuning in.
Have a good night.